Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. Welcome. We feel so grateful to be part of a global community dedicated to the evolution of consciousness and the alignment of energetic sites of power. Thank you for joining us in this effort. For those of you who are new, my name is Crystal. I'm with Evolution One, the foundation that transmits this work out to the world and supports all those who are engaged in it. I'm here today to guide you into and out of the session. Today's session on evolving beyond collective trauma is a transmission with Emmanuel, who will offer us an opportunity to not only receive alignments of this transmission, but also the wisdom of the guides. Thank you to everyone who submitted questions for Emmanuel on Mighty Networks. After Emmanuel offers his initial words of wisdom, we will be asking as many of these questions as possible. If you'd like to submit questions for future sessions and you haven't joined us yet, you can visit the link in the chat box and join our online Mighty Networks platform. Okay, let's get started. We do have some newcomers today, so I'd like to share a little bit to give you some context for the work. Over the last 20 years, Asil has studied amongst various spiritual traditions. About a decade ago, he had a strong experience that opened a connection that we now refer to today as the channel. This is a powerful connection of both wisdom and energy, which Asil embodies and transmits as a chance channel. Through this connection, the energy passes through him and reaches all those who tune into the transmission, either live or recorded. This energy contains specific frequencies and words of wisdom that can impact your physical, mental, emotional aspects, as well as more subtle aspects of your own energy field. This energy allows you to align, to go deeper in your meditation, to connect deeper with your own consciousness, and to receive guidance to support your journey into consciousness evolution. Asil's process of going into trance includes spontaneous hand and body movements and rapid breathing. It will not seem normal, but we assure you everything is okay. His human consciousness is still available to him while he's channeling, and he can stop the channeling at any time. While this is happening, you can use this time to find inner silence and stillness. And depending on your level of meditation practice, establish a sense of presence and inner alignment. The channel will bring in guides who specifically present themselves with the names humanity has given them. You might recognize some of these names as angels or archangels, but they never refer to themselves as such. Once the energy builds, an energetic field is established. Then an energetic alignment will begin. People report having powerful experiences even during video recordings. So it's really simple. During this time, sit comfortably or lie down and focus on being in an open meditative state. Just by being receptive, you've included yourself within this field. During the session, you can invite your higher self in. You can set an intention to perhaps release old wounds, thoughts, emotions, or anything that no longer serves you. People do share that things come up despite the absence of an intention. So if that approach feels better for you, just flow with it. During the session, we recommend that you listen in a space where you will not be interrupted and you turn off your device notifications. We also recommend that you stay tuned in throughout the entire session. But if you're in a deep meditative state, it's okay if you aren't able to follow every word. The benefit of staying with us is what's most important, and the words can be listened to or read again later. When the session is over, we will sit together in silence for a few moments before I guide everyone back. For now, get comfortable and enjoy your journey. See you back here upon your return.
Welcome to all of you that are joining this Saturday live transmission. It's live pre-recorded for you because at this time right now, I am on an expedition through the Balkans, Kosovo, Serbia, Bosnia, and Croatia. And it is very closely tied to this very topic that we're going to be inquiring about with the guides. So the questions may be connected to the overall work that we're doing in the Balkans. To give you a little bit of an understanding, aside from these transmissions that we deliver, an important piece of the work that I'm guided to do, that we as an organization are guided to do, is connected to going to sacred sites around the world. Sacred sites that require some level of attention, some level of maintenance, some level of attunement and alignment. And some of these places that we are guided to go to are places of collective trauma. Hence the topic evolving beyond collective trauma. Some of these places of collective trauma have held dense, unprocessed aspects of the past for centuries, for millennia. And it is held in the field, in the unconscious of the collective. And it is often repeated in different forms to transform it into some form of learning. So a war compounds onto another war, compounds onto another conflict, compounds onto other tensions, with the goal that finally, from this dualistic polarization, we are going to learn as a consciousness, as a collective, as a society, as an individual. And unfolding into this topic of how do we evolve beyond collective trauma is what we're inviting you and all of humanity, everyone that's watching this transmission, into. Because it is our responsibility. It is our work as a community and as a collective to touch upon the very aspects of unprocessed past, to witness, to observe, and to allow realizations to emerge. And aside from watching and experiencing this transmission, I invite you to join us on this journey and expedition through the Balkans, so we can explore the aspects of collective trauma a bit deeper, not from a perspective of pain and suffering, from a perspective of reliving the past or dwelling in history, more from a perspective of how do we transmute this aspect of the past if we put our attention together as a community, as a collective, from a place of non duality. Can we truly make a difference in a place that is far away? In a place that is not our home and maybe was never our own conflict? Yet it was an aspect of humanity, and therefore it is an aspect of you. Crystal will give you more details about that later. Thank you all for joining, and I'm excited to see what unfolds from this Q&A. Greetings. My name is Emmanuel. Despite this evolutionary process and challenging you on all fronts of being human, you will recognize and notice that your capacity to hold all of humanity will increase. All aspects of being human will be immediately available to you. The full spectrum of emotions accessible, observable. The experiences of being human is changing. You are transforming as an individual, you are transforming as a consciousness, and it will reflect directly within your being and your experience of being human. It will represent itself in presentations. It will represent itself in relationships. You will notice that all relationships, including the relationship with yourself, will change and transform. More specifically, in the way you perceive yourself, in the way you perceive another. How you experience being human is therefore a malleable experience. You have experienced it from being young to being young adult to an elder. And you have noticed that the human experience has changed slightly over this time, incrementally transforming. Yet the transformational aspects that are now unfolding in the acceleration of consciousness's evolution will be greater steps, greater leaps that you will take than you have ever witnessed, than any human has ever witnessed. In this transformational process that you're undergoing as an individual, as a community, as a society and civilization, as a collective consciousness, you will notice that your ability to relate to another human's experience will increase. Your compassion, your ability to process another individual's emotions, another individual's pains, another individual's perspectives will increase. At first, you will find this disturbing and challenging, as the intensity of some individuals' experiences is truly significantly more intense than yours. Yet the aspect that will unfold is the understanding that you are one consciousness, merely separated by the illusion of being an individual, the illusion of being separate. And once you have overcome your own personal feelings about this transformational process, about this ability to feel the collective, about this ability to transform, to transmute the unprocessed elements of the collective on behalf of the collective, you will recognize the power that is given to you as an individual and as communities that understand the importance of your role in the evolution of humanity. The unprocessed elements of the past, of the many generations that have lived, are the responsibility of every individual currently alive. As every individual is impacted directly and indirectly from the unprocessed elements of the past, all of humanity is carried by the same frequency that is an culmination of all experiences had, all realizations had, all realizations not had. And here you are, given the opportunity to witness yourself, to witness your past, to witness the past of humanity, to witness your imagined past, your experienced past of previous lifetimes in different societies and different civilizations. Your ability to realize beyond space and time, beyond the identity you hold in this very moment. This is a power that is unfolding within you and all of humanity as a result of understanding the power of consciousness. And some of you will embrace this power and the possibility of making a change. Some of you will notice that creating space and time for yourself, for silence and for presence, will allow for greater sense of observation and realizations to occur. Some of you will resist and seek for distractions in the human form, for experiences that bring greater sensations to dull the arising emotions of the collective, to dull the arising memories unprocessed, the experiences unprocessed of the collective. Yet, as a collective, you will notice that no distraction will suffice the power of this transformational process that all of humanity is undergoing. You all will notice the importance and the necessity that you will transform, you will learn and realize from the past. You will notice that your ability to provide your presence to this transformational process within will change you and your life as a result of this offering. You will find greater alignment within yourself, greater flow, greater amounts of life force, a greater alignment within as an emergent natural step for providing your presence to consciousness, to the evolution of consciousness, to the evolution of humanity. And here you become, by choice, an instrument of the collective, an instrument of evolution, an instrument of growth, an instrument of peace, an instrument of love. Yet none of these resulting states of being are the reason for walking this path. It is merely a natural unfolding and understanding that you are given a power to evolve and that you are choosing to embrace that power. And you are choosing to receive the benefits of this embrace. And at first, you will notice that your life will start to shift. You yourself will start to shift. Your perspectives, opinions, and judgments will start to shift. And you will notice that those that you love, those that are in relation with you, will be impacted by your transformation. And you will notice that the communities connected with you and the resonant individuals around the world that you are interacting with, you are connecting and collaborating with, will transform. And you will notice that society is evolving, that consciousness in human form is evolving, that the collective trauma accumulated over centuries, millennia, over several iterations of human existence, is ready to transform in this moment. Your capacity is expanding to become that instrument, and here you are, opening yourself up to witness life and reality as it is. The reality that is the result and the culmination of the many moments and realities that have occurred before. And all moments that have occurred have left an imprint for your consciousness to receive and to process and to access a new reality as a result of the past. Yet many of these aspects were given unconsciously, and the realities present are delivered and created, are requested unconsciously. Your expanded state of mind, your expanded state of consciousness is truly expanding into the unconscious of your own and the unconscious of the collective. Your capacity is increasing. And as your capacity increases from a greater sense of conscious awareness, you become a conscious creator. You become the awakening soul in human form. You become that pillar of light. You become the individual to make a difference. Thank you for listening to my words. I will now answer some of your questions.
Thank you, Emmanuel. Isabella asks, how can we support those experiencing collective trauma, such as people fleeing from war-torn countries, in a way that fosters healing, connection, and prevents further trauma, while also considering the potential benefits and evolutionary purpose of such events for both them and us.
It is important to understand that everything that is occurring in the present moment is meant to occur. No aspect that you could have done would have prevented or changed the present moment that is unfolding. It is the present moment that was deemed to be most beneficial to the evolution of your consciousness as an individual and as a collective. It is one of the many experiments that this consciousness is conducting. And the learnings that are emerging from every present moment that is experienced are infinite. As an individual soul, you choose to live the human life in the best possible way for yourself and for your loved ones as your capacity increases for all of humanity. You choose the way you will serve humanity. Some will choose to serve in this physical plane, helping the individuals on a human level, on a physical level, with resources to make their lives and their moments to come slightly and significantly better, to change their experience of pain to an experience of comfort and connection, to witness the potential of compassion arise as a result of this service. Other individuals will choose to witness the unfolding of this reality. First, with a sense of dualistic feelings and experiences, the emotions of sadness and anger are natural to arise in the witnessing of the suffering and the pain of another human being. Yet, beyond these first layer of experiences, you will find a greater depth within yourself, a non dual state of presence, where you can truly understand and appreciate the unfolding of reality as it does, in the full spectrum of emotions, the necessity for what is unfolding and occurring, and allowing through this observation a realization to emerge for yourself and for the collective, and allowing these realizations to forge a new baseline for the coming moments and the realities that will be requested by the human collective. The more individuals will find themselves observing and providing their processing abilities to process the past and to unfold realizations for the collective, the less likely the entire collective will request a repetition of moments of the past to learn from the experiences unprocessed. Therefore, learning occurs through the observation and through the silence and presence that you have found. A realization emerges through you and through the collective. You become a vessel of service in a different way. and no particular way is better than the other. It is connected to your ability, to your willingness, and to your choice to serve in the way that you can, in the way that fuels, nourishes, and expands you. As all ways of service truly serve the collective and all of consciousness. Thank you for your question.
Thank you, Emmanuel. Farah from the Spanish community asks, do we truly inherit the traumas generated by our lineage throughout space and time? Or is it a choice of the soul? Is the act of honoring them allowing us to evolve beyond the traumas of the collective?
As a soul, you choose a specific lineage, a specific ancestry to receive the learnings as well as the unprocessed learnings and realizations. You receive a significant amount of potential of transformation as you enter this lineage. This is by choice. This is by alignment of the learnings that you seek as a soul and the learnings you have sought in previous lifetimes and incarnations. Some individuals choose to return to the same lineage over and over again to complete the significant learning that they have chosen to have. As an individual incarnating into the human form, discovering your identity and your life, you may find yourself confronted with a significant amount of unprocessed trauma of the past, of the lineage, of your ancestors. You may wonder, can this trauma ever be transformed, realized, transmuted, and healed? You may wonder, are you the only one in your lineage that is truly seeing what needs to be done, what needs to be felt and transmuted? You may wonder, what are the tools, the energies, and the abilities you must find to fulfill your part? As an individual who has come to these inquiries, you have already understood that your participation is significant. And your participation as a conscious awakening soul is significant. Your ability to witness yourself, your lineage, to feel all aspects of the past, move, transform, and process through you will bring a great healing to yourself and a great healing to the lineage that you have chosen to be born into. And the healing of the lineage will heal the ancestry, will heal the ones that are still holding to the unprocessed aspects of the past, and will heal the many other lineages connected within all of humanity. The past, present, and the future heals all at once. And even the smallest moment of realization can bring significant transformation to the lineage. Even the smallest act of kindness, the smallest reversal of reaction and responsiveness without conscious awareness can make a difference. The smallest acts to find love once again within yourself and within all of those of your lineage, no matter the atrocities, the challenges, the pains that they have suffered or conducted. Yet first, it must start with you. Your ability to forgive yourself, to witness yourself, to observe yourself, to embrace yourself in the totality of your being, in all aspects of your identity, your character, your existence. All traumas you have held are connected to the traumas of your ancestry, and therefore they are the key to accessing the ancestors, to accessing the collective trauma in your lineage. This is a power that is given to you and is ready for you to open once you have found the courage, the necessity, the capacity to truly walk this path. You may choose to omit, to suppress, to resist this unfolding, and you may find yourself in consistently repetitive, challenging experiences throughout this lifetime. And you may find yourself choosing as a soul to return into the same lineage, to learn again, to try again, to support again upon the promise that you have made. Thank you for your question.
Thank you, Emmanuel. Jessica asks, could you please elaborate on the power of collective prayer in the context of trauma? Does collective prayer truly facilitate positive change for traumatized individuals and the collective?
Yes, it does. Yet first, we must agree on the word prayer. Prayer as a tool to observe, unconditionally loving, open and expanded, truly embracing what has unfolded. This is the first step of prayer as we define it for you. From this place, how can you request and desire a reality that benefits you and all of humanity? This is the second step of prayer. Even without knowing the exact unfolding, the exact request of what the future should look like, knowing and requesting a beneficial future for you and all of humanity in collaboration, in unison, in co creation, in true love and in true evolution. This is the power of prayer. And you will notice that the more individuals are synchronized and aligned on this same prayer, the same frequency of observation and requesting a reality to unfold, the more likely this reality will unfold. Yet the prayers must focus. They must align and synchronize in frequency. The individuals must open themselves up to the greatest possibility that they can hold, to the greatest love, to the greatest non duality they can hold. This requires practice. Yet through practice, you become a master, and many masters combined, focusing their intention, focusing their collective prayer, can truly change the way reality responds, the way reality creates. And you will notice in the process of the prayer, your observation and the many individuals that are aligned, the collective prayers will become a transformational field so that reality can truly provide what is needed and will not provide what is no longer needed as the collective has transformed the unprocessed. Thank you for choosing this path and requesting a new future, a new present for yourself and for humanity. Thank you for your question.
Thank you, Emmanuel. Josh from the Spanish community asks, how can we approach the challenge of ascending as beings if it has been previously mentioned that human evolution cannot exist without darkness? How can we find balance and transcend the destructive or dark patterns that are part of us?
The human form was established with the full spectrum of creative and destructive power. Light and dark was equally balanced. You were given the choice to operate accordingly. You were given willpower. You were given consciousness. You were given an unconscious field that will provide for consistent processing and creation and recreation of a reality to learn and evolve. Through observation, through the silence and presence you request within yourself, your consciousness will expand to truly embrace the full capacity of your humanness. The dark and the light in their full spectrum will be embraced. The creative and the destructive power that you hold, that you have wielded in the past, will be embraced and held, will be seen as what it is. And as your consciousness expands into the unconscious layers of your being, you will notice that certain elements of the past, of your individual past, of your past lives, of your lineages past, have developed patterns of destructiveness and of creativeness. Behaviors, certain elements that have left an imprint, elements of your consciousness still requiring to be fully processed. An evolutionary process will normally take care of this pattern, of this behavior, through many generations, through many incarnations. Yet, as a consciousness maturing at this rate, as a collective and as an individual, understanding the power that you are given, you will learn to evolve by observation and through consciousness, without the necessity of repeating physical reality of the creative and the destructive forces that you hold within yourself. And this is a power that is given to you. In a moment of peaceful observation, you can observe the destructive power requesting for you to be destructive without being destructive, as the choice and the will is still yours and always will be. Recognizing the power you hold over yourself, over your actions, over your thoughts and emotions, over your reality, making you a conscious creator through this observation. This will be the first step of understanding that you are not subjected to the destructive powers within or the destructive powers you have inherited. You will find yourself in alignment with a greater truth than merely being an instrument of the light or the dark. You being the ultimate master of your own life, an instrument of creation, an instrument of existence, a conscious creator of your own, a conscious creator establishing a reality beneficial for all of creation, for all of humanity. This will be your first step. Many other steps will follow as this step becomes truly embedded and integrated in your being. Thank you for your question.
Thank you, Emmanuel. Lori asks, how can we deal with financial collective trauma in the world? How can we collectively invite abundance so we can dedicate more time to spiritual tasks rather than income generating tasks?
The current infrastructures established are the result of the consciousness you held at the time of their creation. Yet many of you, as your consciousness is evolving, are many of you are recognizing that the infrastructures established do not serve the collective equally, do not serve collaboratively in unison and in a true sense of abundance for all of humanity. This separatist way of experiencing the human form will no longer be accepted by the emerging consciousness in humanity. And the emergent consciousness of the collective will request a different form, different infrastructures, different ways of living to feel truly understood, respected, honored, and nourished. For abundance to emerge as a natural outcome of being present. While truly you can feel abundant even without the resources that you're given, without the circumstances influencing your sense of abundance, your sense of feeling alive and feeling cared for, feeling nourished. Certain circumstances will make it easier to feel abundance, to feel love, to feel cared for. And humanity will request these circumstances to be established, as it will provide a baseline for evolution, a baseline to receiving the power within. Many aspects of the human experience will change as a result of you changing. And therefore, as you enter these states of non duality, as you enter these states of expansion, as you enter these states of collective unison, the evolutionary processes of society will naturally take place. You become the creator of the new generation of society. You become the catalyst for this to unfold. Return to your place of power, and your place of power is in conscious awareness of the present moment. Thank you for your question.
Thank you, Emmanuel. Tatiana asks, how do we go past the feeling that we have been cursed with the traumas and start to consider all that has been inflicted on us as a blessing? How do we find peace with this knowledge without losing hope?
In the human experience, you will find many pathways to finding peace and hope again. The pathway that I will present to you is one of many. Allow yourself to connect to your breath as a first step, understanding that every breath keeps you alive in this human form and that you are alive by the grace of this creation and by the choices you have made. A sense of gratitude will naturally emerge as you connect to your breath and the nourishment of the breath for the very moment that you are in. The sense of gratitude will open you to new sense of presence and a higher frequency. Gratitude will open you to understanding the nourishment and the connection you hold with the earth, to the connection beyond this earth, the universe, and all of existence providing for you to be here right now. And recognizing the present moment as a nourishing moment, as a grateful moment, you will start to feel the energy that is moving into your being as a cleansing, purifying, and aligning nature. And one step at a time, one moment at a time, one practice at a time, you will recognize that this practice changes you and changes your reality. You will start recognizing a deeper sense of peace within. You will start recognizing a deeper sense of trust, a deeper sense of connection, a deeper sense of love, and a deeper sense of possibility. Your potential will become available to you. This is my simplified outline of a practice for any human and is accessible to every human on this planet and will make a difference for every human that practices. Thank you for your question.
Thank you, Emmanuel. Betty from the Spanish community asks, I would like to know, where does the fear that makes us so vulnerable and weak in spirit come from?
Fear initially was established as a function of the human form to provide for safety and for the experience to be prolonged as long as possible. Fear, as a natural function, has provided what it was designed to provide. An oversensitivity of fear, interlaced with trauma of the past, allowed for fear to become a director of specific experiences, of avoiding a certain presence by imagining the possible outcomes driven by fear. Therefore, avoidance, resistance, suppression have festered the imagination of the mind and allowed greater fears to enter. And fear became a vessel for destructive forces to operate through humanity and through the collective field of humanity. The function of fear is a natural function. Yet once it is misused, once it is overutilized by destructive forces of this reality, you notice the fear becoming a vessel of enforced learning. The same thing will emerge from sadness, from anger, from despair, from rage, from pain. Every human experience can lead to an extreme opening. How will you witness your fears? No matter what the fears are, no matter what the mind displays, projects, and imagines, can you witness the fear until it dissolves, until it no longer has the strong grip on you that it has once had? In moments of prolonged connection with the divine, a meditation, an observation, you can truly observe all that you are and all that you were. You can truly observe all your fears. And what happens to the fear once you observe the fear long enough? Once you observe the fear from a higher perspective, the fear starts to dissolve. As fear operates in a dualistic plane of existence, fear does not exist in non dualistic parts of your existence. And you, as a human being, can truly expand beyond dualistic operations. This is your pathway to dissolving the fear within. to understanding the aspects that want evolution to happen, to understanding the aspects of yourself that are ready to evolve beyond the dualistic and immediate creation and manifestation of reality. Thank you for your question.
Thank you for your time, Emmanuel.
Thank you. Thank you for receiving the perspectives that we have to share in assistance of your evolution, in assistance of the choices that you can make in the human form, in assistance of the steps that you will take to become the greatest version of your own being. Thank you all for joining. My biggest takeaway from this session is recognizing that our way of being human is changing, is expanding, and that somehow our consciousness is evolving, and therefore our human experience is evolving. The way we used to operate, the way we used to feel fear, the way we used to feel all the emotions and the reality of the present moment or of the past is changing. And the way we used to process life is changing. The way we used to process and experience relationships and ourselves is changing. So, in this ever changing landscape of being human in transformation, being a collective in transformation, how do we find peace and love? How do we find the light at the end of the tunnel? How do we find greater sense of alignment and support? And that is what this path is for. And that is what the support of the guides is for. And that is what the support of this organization that we have created is for. And I hope you take advantage of that. And I'm grateful that you're part of it. Blessings to all of you.
Welcome back, everyone. Take a few moments to reconnect with your physical body, allowing yourself the time you need to fully integrate and return. We received some beautiful wisdom. Thank you for the questions that prompted that wisdom. We express our heartfelt gratitude for joining us in this session. As our Saturday transmission community continues to grow, we've witnessed a remarkable increase in the potency of these shared experiences. There is truly strength in numbers. This work is made possible by your invaluable support. It takes a village, or in our case, a growing team, to bring this channel to you and radiate it out into the world. If you find value in what we offer and resonate with our mission, please consider supporting us to ensure the sustainability and accessibility of our work. Links with options for giving are available in the chat. We genuinely care about the impact our work has on the world, and most importantly, we want to hear from you about how these energy transmissions and words resonate with you. We've created a brief survey for you to share your experiences with this transmission. Your input is incredibly valuable in helping us understand the impact and convey it to donors and others interested in this work. So please click on the link in the chats to access this survey and complete it for us. We appreciate it. We invite our Spanish-speaking audience to join the growing community on Mighty Networks, and also to consider our discovery series, Alineando Tierra y Ser. Click the link in the chats to accept this invitation. For our English-speaking audience, this transmission will air in Spanish on June 17th. So if you know of anyone who speaks Spanish, please invite them to this upcoming session. Also, this month is your chance to explore working with one another and the Earth in our upcoming Sacred Earth expedition through the Balkans. Throughout the month of June, we'll be visiting sites of global trauma and sites of mystery in Bosnia, Croatia, and Serbia to realign their energies and ignite spiritual awakening and healing on personal and collective levels. You can join this mission from anywhere you are. We'll be unveiling and inviting you to our virtual expedition portal, where you will gain access to exclusive transmissions, beautiful weekly episodes, live-streamed events, recorded sessions, meditations, interactive Zoom calls, and a vibrant community of like-minded individuals. Be part of a community of dedicated Earth Keepers and Pillars of Light, helping to amplify and support the mission while immersing yourself in this enriching experience that can spark your own personal transformation and spiritual activation. To learn more about this life-transforming journey and secure your spot, simply visit the landing page linked in the chat. If you're feeling inspired and want a taste of what awaits, mark your calendar for our free event Expedition Kickoff, live from Kosovo on June 4th at 10 a.m. Pacific. Last, we want to share that we'll be broadcasting from the Bosnian pyramids during a special June 21st summer solstice transmission. We will post information about the event shortly on our website and social media, so stay tuned. We hope this experience sparked your curiosity and inspired you to continue exploring with us, and we look forward to seeing you again very soon. Until we meet again, take care of yourself. If you can, give yourself some time before you jump into your next thing. If you can't, try to carry this alignment and words of wisdom into all that you touch today. Stay well and keep shining your light. We'll see you soon.